Today, I'm going to share with you one of the two most powerful copywriting tips that I got at my first AWAI Bootcamp back in 2009. One of them, which I'm not going to focus on today, was the Clayton Makepeace outline. I'll include a link in the description. It was the outline that I got from Clayton. The second one was this, The Power of One by Furr, Michael Masterson. He gave a speech on it in 2009. And I was just reviewing some copy, and it came up as a way for me to guide this copywriter to write better copy. And it's something that I think of often. I think of it all the time when I think about how to write good copy. And maybe I don't know if I've ever covered it, at least not in an episode like a video or audio or whatever. And so that's what you're going to get today. The Power of One from Furr / Michael Masterson, his pen name, and me, because this is based on my experience, my insights, my perspectives. And if you want to be a better copywriter, you're going to get way more tips like this if you make sure to like this video and subscribe. And with that, let's dive in. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. All right, so let's talk about the power of one from Furr, Michael Masterson. What's the power of one? Well, summarizing it, you have one clear, compelling, core message that you deliver through your copy, whether it's sales copy or editorial copy, whether it's content marketing or actual like direct response marketing meant to generate some kind of lead, customer, sale, profit, etc. It needs to be focused on that one clear, compelling core message. So you have one main story that you're going to deliver, one main promise, and that copy, the copy that you write, needs to focus on that one thing, not a million things, one thing. Now, in the original article that was published after that AWAI Bootcamp, Michael, his pen name is Michael Masterson, but because I got to know him, I think of him by his name, Furr, and more recently he has used that as his more public name as he's writing about investing and marketing and life and business, etc. So in the article that he wrote about the power of one, which you can also find linked in the description, he says that there's these different dimensions. So it starts with one good idea. Like, I have this one good idea that I want to write about the power of one. I want to tell you about the power of one, right? And then there's one core emotion that you're looking to elicit by talking about this idea. And this could be, I can write better copy. I can write more powerful, persuasive copy, right? I can make more money as a copywriter because of this power of one. One captivating story. My captivating story for this episode is that this was one of the two most powerful copywriting ideas that I got from that first AWAI Bootcamp that completely transformed my life and made me a far better copywriter and really set me off on a course in terms of my copywriting ability that led me to building the copywriting career and business that I desire. One single desirable benefit, well, write better copy, write copy that generates sales and results, because that's what it takes to be successful as a copywriter. One inevitable response, well, for you, it was watching this video, paying attention. If you're actually making a sale with your power of one copy, it is going to be to buy the product, right? Now you might think, oh, okay, he's going to focus on one idea. Wouldn't this lead to shorter copy? And, I've come out in the past and said longer copy can often be better because you can do more of your selling job in that copy. Well, it doesn't necessarily lead to shorter copy. It could. What it leads to, it tends to be much more focused, clear, and concise copy. Now, concise can be long, it can be short, because you can approach the same idea from many dimensions. You can approach the same idea from many angles. You can pile on the proof. You can share lots of examples. But the difference between longer power of one copy and longer copy that doesn't follow this principle is that when you're writing copy around the power of one, it's still focused on that one core idea, right? It's still focused. I am trying to share with you this one idea on which your entire worldview is going to pivot such that you need to buy whatever product or service I'm offering. And so that can be short. It could be like a quick email, right? Or it could be a 10,000 plus word VSL or sales letter or whatever. It's not about length, it's about focus. How tightly are you focused on this one core idea, this one core promise, this one core story, this one core transformation, right? Well, here's how the power of one transformed my copy. I went from throwing shit or spaghetti against the wall, just like everything that I could throw at you to see what sticks. I went from that to writing much more focused copy that got the results, right? I learned to focus on the one story that I believed would be extremely motivational to my prospects, the one story that they would really be able to grab onto and say, yes, I want that to be me, right? Or I want that thing. I want to take advantage of that situation, right? It's going to depend on the market, right? So, for example, an investment market could be, the story is that there's this incredible investment opportunity developing, and I need to tell the entire story of this incredible investment opportunity developing, and I build my entire message around this incredible investment opportunity developing, and I'll show you how to get into that, right? Or, if it's some personal development thing, it's this thing is going to transform your life, right? And here's how this thing can transform your life, and here's how it's transformed the life of so many other people like you. And here's how you can make sure that it transforms your life too, right? But it's all about building your entire message around that one thing. It's not saying, hey, if you want this benefit and this benefit and this benefit and this benefit and this benefit, and that's how novices write. That's how I used to write, like when I was a novice, right? Before I discovered the power of one, that's how I used to write. But that's the power of many, and the power of many doesn't work, and here's why. You're asking your prospect to do all the thinking, to do all the filtering, to do all the focusing, to go through piles and piles of information and figure out what is relevant to them. But what's more likely, if you try to do that, is those prospects get overwhelmed by a mess of ideas. It's like, you should love this idea and this idea and this idea and this idea, and they don't know what to love, right? You didn't sort it out. You didn't do the work to sort it, to figure out, okay, here's the big important thing that you need to know, and here's the things that back it up, right? You didn't sort it out, and so they're not going to either. The power of one as a guiding principle for writing copy forces you to focus. It forces you to say, what's the core benefit my prospect is most excited to get? What's that core transformation that they want to experience in their life? What's the core result that they desire most? And then part of your focusing is, find the interesting story. What's the story that represents that, right? That core benefit, that result, that transformation. Then you tell the story. You tell that story that focuses on that benefit, that result. And you say, hey, if you want that, we have the way for you to get it. So I want to share with you I have to be a little bit careful here because of active client projects and all of that. But I want to share with you a little bit about why I'm thinking about this right now, and specifically about applying the power of one. So working on this project with this other copywriter, and one of the things that we were able to do really early on was to run a survey, right? And so we came up with a lot of different hook ideas. Okay, we think people might be interested in this or this or this or this or this or this, right? It's the kind of thing that if you're brand new, or if you're a more novice copywriter, if you just don't understand the power of one, even if you're an old pro, it's the kind of thing that you would take all those hook ideas and try and shove them in the prospect's face, like before they even get to the first word of body copy, right? So all of these hook ideas, right? All of these benefits that we could promise with the product. And, for this particular product, we were pulling these hook ideas straight out of what we thought could be promised, right? So we took all of those, and instead of trying to throw them all in the headline or just guessing which one is going to be the most compelling, we were able to survey the audience, right? We're able to survey the audience, and they actually said, like half of them said, this is the hook, this is the benefit that is most exciting to us. And all the other ones added up to the other half. But there was one that was a clear, like an obvious, huge winner on this survey. And so the copywriter went off and wrote a lead, presumably based on that. Actually, they wrote a couple leads. And yes, they had this in there, but they were trying to pull hook number 2 and hook number 3 and hook number 4 and they were trying to pull all the other hooks into it too, right? Instead of saying, okay, 50% of people said their number one priority is this. Instead of speaking to that core audience and saying, if you want this thing, which by the way, we have that market intelligence that we know 50% of the people are most interested in that. If you want that one core thing, we're going to show you how to get it, right? So I gave the copywriter feedback, and actually what I said is, let's look back at the survey. 50% of the people, like we didn't even give them ranked choice. So it could have been that, 90% of the people were interested in this one thing that we have a 50% on. If you were to rank the choice, and then like if you'd said, pick your top 3, right? It could be that 90% of the people were interested in the one, and then the other ones would fall with some other percentage, right? But I gave them the feedback and I said, lacking that kind of information, let's just focus on this one thing that 50% of people said is their number one thing that they're most interested in getting. And I said, what I want you to do is from the perspective of someone who's just discovered that there's this way to get this benefit, that there's the way to get the thing that's promised in that hook. Just write a message to your friend. Write an email to your friend, a good friend, and say, hey, I think that you're interested in this. I understand that you're interested in this, and I want to tell you, like, this is exactly how you get it. And immediately, like, basically what I was saying is write power of one copy around this one hook, right? Immediately, it was night and day, far more readable, far more interesting, far more compelling, far more believable. Because it was just telling that one story instead of trying to throw like, we'll give you everything you ever wanted. All your wildest dreams will come true, right? Vote for Pedro. No, it was, hey, this one thing that we know is extremely valuable. We'll show you exactly how to do it. Here's, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? We'll show you exactly how to get this one thing that we know is extremely valuable. And it was so much better. And yeah, from there we can improve a lot, right? There's ways to improve a first draft of copy, or, you might call this second, third, fourth, whatever draft of copy, right? But I could not go to the copy that was throwing everything against the wall and say, let's tweak this, and it's better. I had to say, let's go back to the beginning and let's just tell this one story in the most compelling way possible. And then we have the opportunity to like bring in those other promises, but it's only after we've established that one core power of one. And it's like, oh, and here's some supplementary benefits that get added once we agree that like this number one thing is true, right? So that's what happens with power of one copy. It becomes much more readable, much more compelling, much more believable. It just resonates on a much deeper level versus this thing that's like written like a copywriter who's trying to promise the person the world in exchange for, $4.95. I use this thinking every single day, not only on bigger copy projects, right? I just did a whole other copy review, and as another person, this was actually round 2, and it was a situation where the first time through, it was kind of the same thing. They said, oh, here's this idea, and I'm like, no, just let's focus. Let's focus. What's the core story that we need to tell here? And how can we communicate that to our prospect in the clearest way possible, right? So big copywriting projects, this episode, it's all been focused on the power of one. And, if I go back up through my notes here, let's see, there was the introduction about like, this is one of the 2 most powerful copywriting tips. And then I talked about where I got it from, the power of one, from Mark Ford or Michael Masterson. And then I talked about here's how this transformed my copy and my copywriting style. And then I'm talking about how to apply the power of one. All of that is around this whole power of one idea, this principle, right? If I'm going to write an email, I don't want to write an email about 5 things. I want to write it about one thing, right? It's the hook, which is get somebody excited about that one idea. The content, which is how you build onto that in a way that's going to have somebody wanting to click, right? That one inevitable next action for an email is the click, right? The hook, the content, and then the call to action. Get the one thing that we've been promising, right? And that's all built into the power of one. Now I'm realizing I was so excited to tell you about the power of one that I did not tell you the sponsor of today's episode. So the sponsor of today's episode, as usual, is me. If you're interested in the power of one, if you're interested in becoming a better copywriter, check out the first link in the description, which is the High-Velocity Copywriting. This is like my flagship copywriting training program course for learning to write copy that gets response and learning to write it pretty quickly too. Because when you have a story like this that you can tell that's exciting and you understand what you need to say, well, it's pretty easy to write. It's pretty quick to write. And the High Velocity Copywriting program talks about that. There's also a bonus where I actually did a webinar on the Clayton Makepeace outline and how I used it to write my first few $1 million winners as a direct response copywriter. That's part of the program. There's all sorts of templates in the program. There's how to write other pieces of copy, not just the core long form sales message. There's information about big ideas. It's a behemoth of a training, and you get it just by signing up for my BTMS Insiders training library, which is like Netflix for copywriting and marketing training. So you pay one low monthly fee and you get instant streaming access to High Velocity Copywriting and the rest of the catalog. So that's the first link in the description. I will also include a link to Mark's article from AWAI about the power of one. I'll include a link to my video about the Clayton Makepeace copywriting outline, which does also include a download link for the PDF. So all of that is there. Check the links in the description. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. One last call to action for you. If you want more content like this, hit like. Hit subscribe. You can hit that little bell if you're on YouTube for the notifications to come through when things are published. And I will see you again in the next episode. See you soon. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.